Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this week's Wednesday night dash season 7 at Charlotte Motor Speedway at night. Real quick, we have, excuse me for a minute. We're here at Charlotte, North Carolina, at the beautiful Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's take a quick look at this track map. We're in Concord, North Carolina. It first opened in 1960. It's got a length of 1.5 miles. A good old cookie cutter, as we would say. Got 24 degrees of banking in the turns. Today's session, 10 minutes of practice, 5 minutes
a 2-lap closed qualification. That is 70. Then the race tonight will be 75 laps with a competition caution at lap 35. My apologies for that. I wasn't expecting that to be so loud. All right, let's take a look real quick at the points standings after week 1. Coming to this week, we have Tyler Vickery, who just came off that win, sitting at 28 points. Then we have Kian McAravey, Brian McKinney, Colton Garner, Jesse Fox, Ian Miller, DJ Fluck, Eric Richardson, and Mark Vickers rounding out the top 8. We have a couple of new faces tonight. Caden McAravey, Kian's other. Yeah. Hayden's back in our league as they're about to just go into qualifying. Then Justin Eves we have in here. He didn't race with us last week, but he is in there this week. Then Michael Moore Jr., Kyle Fluck, Eric Blum, Andrew Hewitt, Scott McCarris, and Dalton Wicker are all of our new drivers. A couple of the rookies in this season. Dalton is a rookie. Michael Moore is a rookie. And Kian McAravey is our rookie. So they just entered their qualifying session. So let's go and take a peek at the schedule while this is going on. Tonight we're at Charlotte at the night under the lights. Next week we go to the Monster Mile Dover. Then we're taking a week off and heading to Watkins Glen. Then after that, we're going to Michigan and then Irwindale. Then we're taking another week off. And then we're heading to Chicagoland and Nashville. And then one last off week. And then we have our final 2 at Homestead and Phoenix, which is also going to be a night race. As our drivers right now are hitting their qualifying, let's take a look. Andrew Hewitt right now topping the board with actually Brian McKinney topping the board with a 31.2. Caden McAravey. That's a fast lap. Let's take while everybody's in their practice, let's take a look at their paint schemes. Caden McAravey has a really cool Casey general store paint scheme. Looking at Jesse Fox, he's got his classic Cheerios. Then looking Kian McAravey has the good old Ricky Bobby me paint scheme. Looking at Scott McCarris has looks like Whiskey River. Cool looking paint by him. Eric Richardson is repping the FR Racing paint. Colton Garner's got his classic paint scheme. There's nothing more iconic than seeing this paint scheme going around in an FR Racing league race. Tell you what. Then we got Justin Neves running the Buc-ee's paint scheme. So we got a couple of gas stations today. Pretty cool. Tyler Vickery coming out in his classic New Smyrna paint scheme. Andrew Hewitt just looks like he's got just a basic iRacing paint. There's shoe. I'm not sure. Eric Blum's on the track running another classic paint scheme that we've seen him run before, the Miller Lite paint. As we got about a minute 50 left on our qualifying session, topping the board is still Caden McAravey. Caden McAravey set a 30.710. And let's see real quick if we can get Colton Garner up here for an interview. Drag him in real quick. Colton, it's Hunter up in the booth. You got a copy? Colton, it's Hunter up in the booth. You got a copy? Okay, maybe not. Well, real quick, we got 37 or 30, yeah, about 30 seconds left. Let's try and bring Eric Richardson up here and see what. Eric, it's Hunter up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Hunter, how are you doing?
Good. So you set a pretty good qualifying lap, P8th. How you gonna get it done today?
No, just want to see how the tires manage. I've had a few runs and just practice, and just want to see how it runs in traffic.
All right. Well, I can see you're about to grid now, so good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that was the voice of Eric Richardson as they are gridding now. So remember, once again, competition caution at lap 35. Well, let's get our. Once again, let's take a look at these paint schemes. Take a look at these paint schemes. Caden McAravy's got the Casey's. Jesse Fox sitting P2 in the Cheerios machine. Tyler Vickery sitting P3 in the New Smyrna. Colton Gardner in the. Man, I really got to learn what his. Hold on a second. Real quick, what is his. I gotta learn. French Broad Fire Rescue. Okay. French Broad Fire Rescue machine. Then we got Brian McKinney in the Bank of America, number 8. Then Justin Neves in the Bucky's, number 82. Andrew Hewitt in the 22 unsponsored paint scheme. Eric Richardson in the iRacing paint scheme. Ian McAravy in the Ricky Bobby Me paint scheme. Scott McHarris in the 65 Whiskey River. And Eric Blum in the 67 Miller Lite. All right, Caden McAravy on the point for the field as they come through. They enter the backstretch. Oh, we got a couple others. I missed one. Ian Miller is back there. I didn't want to forget you, Ian Miller, in the Jimmy Johnson throwback Cobalt paint scheme. Didn't want to forget you, Ian Miller. We got 12 drivers tonight. It's going to be real fun. Notable things, watch for turn number 4. These cars get really loose going into turn 4. All right, as the pace car is getting ready to as the pace car pulls away, Hayden McAravy is now gonna let them go. Green flag here at Charlotte. Hayden McAravy gets a really good jump. He's gonna set himself up well, but looking right behind them, the battle between Tyler Vickery and Jesse Fox. Oh, as we've got a bit of a mess happening back there in the pack as we see drivers all over the place. Oh, as we have a big, massive incident. Justin Neves, Eric Richardson, Eric Blum. I think Ian Miller, Scott McHarris, Justin Neves, Eric Blum. It's a shame for them. They got involved in that incident on lap 1. Let's take a look real quick on how that happened. Just real fast. I just want to try and see what went on. Oh, it looks like Colton Gardner got loose, and that sent them all stacked up. And once everyone's stacked up, there's just nothing those drivers could do. That's a real shame for the 4 of those drivers. But hopefully none of them will lose a lap and they can stay in this thing. Looking back up front, Caden McAravey has got a good jump on Tyler Vickery running in second. They're all kind of running single file right now as Tyler Vickery gets way loose exiting that corner. Wonder if Tyler Vickery's having some troubles. Already 4 laps complete here. Laps are winding down pretty quickly. As we see. Real quick, let's take a look at from the inside of Tyler Vickery's machine and see him try and track down the leader of Caden McAravey. He's doing a good job right now, just pacing him. Is he going to put the pressure on him? As we see some drivers exiting the pit road. That's the 82 of Justin Neves. He's going to come back out, blending right into the field. He's being really respectful, letting everybody by, and he's going to come back out 3 laps down. And he's going to fall right back in line. As we see Tyler Vickery putting the heat on Caden McAravey back up front. And I gotta say, right now, I'm a really big fan of Caden McAravey's paint scheme. It really shines under the lights. I think for a night paint scheme, Caden McAravey takes the cake. Look at that thing shine under the lights. But as we see Colton Gardner underneath of Kian McAravey, it looks like Kian McAravey may have gotten into the wall a bit. He seems to be pretty slow. Move Colton Gardner up to that position, and as Kian McAravey is going to get passed up by Justin Neves, although it's not for position. So Kian McAravey's way off the pits as we see Andrew Hewitt enter the pits. Looks like he had a pretty serious incident. He's probably just going to get a fast repair and then go back out there. Unfortunate day for these bottom 3 drivers. Let's hope that they can get themselves, they can kind of revive something from this race once the competition yellow comes out. It's a bit of a battle going on between the 41 and the 40 now. That's kind of the biggest battle on track. The 41 has kind of closed in the gap on the 40 of Colton Gardner. Can Kian McAravey make a run and get past Colton Gardner? But it looks like Justin Neves actually got around both those drivers, so Justin Neves probably taking advantage of the 1 or 2 lap fresher tires that he has. As we see Kian McAravey gets a good run down here as they're trying to avoid the slow car of Eric Blum. Eric Blum's going to get right out of their way, but that closes the door, for Kian McAravey. It allows Colton Gardner to just kind of skate on by unscathed. "11 laps complete," as we see the battle for the lead actually kind of getting a bit smaller, but this battle between the 40 and the 41 is even smaller. That 41 looks hungry Looks like he wants to get around Colton Garner. And here he goes. He's trying to look. He's going to make a move on the inside now. Going to dive low. Is Colton Garner going to keep the position? It looks like he's going to let him by. Is Colton Garner going to fight back as they come across the stripe? It looks like he is clear, but here comes Colton Garner on the attack. But I think Ken McAravey is now comfortably in that 5th place spot. Real quick, the battle for the lead getting a bit closer. As Tyler Vickery been using these laps to study Caden McAravey. Be able to figure out what he's doing, how he's running, what lines is he taking, entering and exiting the corners. You know, sometimes in the early stages of the race, being the second place car is the better car to be. As now just under 3/10 separates these two. As we see them running different lines, Caden McAravey is trying to hug the top line. He's favoring that top line, but we're seeing Tyler Lugo Vickery wrapping the bottom. These two differing lines are allowing that gap to close even more. It's hard to say right now which is the faster driver. That time by Caden McAravey ran a 31.89 and Tyler Vickery ran a 31.83. So Tyler Vickery is currently faster. He's going to get a good run off of turn 2. And here he comes down the inside. He's going to send it in turn 3. Is he going to be able to get side by side? And it looks like it, as they're still not clear under as they enter turn 1. Tyler Vickery really fighting hard for this lead. You know, he won last week by inches. And he wants to, I bet you he wants to try and win every race in the season or get max points every race, and he needs to start leading laps if he wants to try and max point this. As they just crossed the stripe for lap 18. That's already 18 laps that Tyler Vickery has not put in his points bucket for that lead most laps point. And I mentioned it last week, but I'll mention it again. There's also an extra point for whoever is leading at the stage break. As Tyler Vickery Caden McAravey rolls up a bit wide, and that's going to allow Tyler Vickery to scooch even closer. As these drivers are now they're finding their ways. So I think now is a better time than ever to go into a little bit of Turn It Up, presented by Stadium Scene TV. while we were in that, the battle between these drivers is getting a bit heavy. The 40, the 41, and then looking back, the 48 and the 65. The 65 is going to look high. The 48's not really going to have a defense for him. The 48 has got front end nose damage. As we're seeing a lot of battles starting to pop up now, as Kian McAravey gets in front of the 40 once again, and they have a couple lap traffic of Justin Neves, but the 8 car of Brian McKinney is for position. But real quick, looking up front, the battle is getting tighter between our front 2 leaders. Still about 0.3 of a second, but I want to keep an eye on this battle between Brian McKinney, Kian McAravey, and Colton Garner. Kian McAravey checks up a bit, which is going to allow Colton Garner to get right next to him, almost putting him into the wall. Brian McKinney seems to be quite a bit off the pace compared to these two drivers. Brian McKinney goes all the way to the wall. I think that's going to allow the 41 to get right up next to him, as the 41 is looking to the inside. He's going to dive to the inside of the 8 of Brian McKinney, move the 41 of Kian McAravey up to there, and the 40 is going to try to follow right through. The 40 is now side by side with the 8 car. And it looks like the 40 of Colton Garner is going to get clear of the 8 of Brian McKinney. The best battle on track right now is between this 41 of Kian McAravey and the 40 of Colton Garner. The gap to the lead has gained quite a bit, as we see Jesse Fox is kind of starting to put the pressure on Tyler Vickery. Did Tyler Vickery push too hard in the beginning and is now starting to fall off a bit? But they're just crossing the stripe for lap 27. And remember, the competition caution is on lap 35. Looking back between these two, Colton Garner and Kian McAravey are still pretty close to each other. Real quick, let's take a look back up to our top 3. The gap between Caden McAravey and Tyler Vickery is now almost a second, but the gap between Jesse Fox and Tyler Vickery is quite a bit closer. Tyler Vickery going way high, all the way to the fence, it seems like. Don't know if he just got a bad entrance or what. We've got just 5 laps to go here until our competition yellow. Seems like all of our drivers are nice and evenly spaced out. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this league uses the lucky dog rule, but if they do, Eric Blum is going to get that lucky dog, and he's going to put himself right back up onto the lead lap. So it'll be a good saving grace for Eric Blum as long as he just doesn't go another lap down, which I don't think he will. I think he'll be real good and set for that lucky dog spot. But let's give a shout out to Caden McAravey. He's done everything he needs to this season, or this race, I should say. He's got about a 1.5 second gap. As we just crossed the line for lap 33, so 2 more times around or until the end of the stage break. Is right as I'm talking, looks like Justin Neves is making his way around the 40 of Colton Garner. You know, maybe Justin Neves took better care of his tires and is now getting a huge run as they're screaming into the end of this thing. As our competition caution is out now. Okay, so a good start for the number 3.
My bad on the start, everyone. That wall came out of nowhere.
Pace car backstretch.
Just a character building exercise.
All right, now the eyes are on this field as they come down pit road. As we're seeing everybody starting to check up, get to the back of that pace car. Whoa, as we're seeing some people coming in way too hot. But it looks like they got it sorted out. As Caden,
All right, money stop, boys.
Caden McAravey is going to lead him down. As we see the 82 stay out, the 22 stay out. As they're all going to their respective pit boxes. We're going to take you from this blimp camera as we're seeing. Actually, we're going to go over here. That's a good view. As they're all entering their pit stops now, or pit stalls now. Let's see if anyone makes any gambles on pit road. Try and get any advances. Like the 41 is out. And Tyler Vickery gets a really good jump on Caden McAravey. That was a really good jump by Tyler Vickery to put himself in the lead. As they all exit out. What a stop by Tyler Vickery. He got himself out by a good margin. But as they exit, it's going to be Tyler Vickery. Then, hold on. We got to wait for this. Then Caden McAravey second. Then Jesse Fox will be restarting in P3. And it looks like the 41 of Kian McAravey P4, then Colton Gardner P5, Scott McHarris P6, and then Eric Richardson, where's he at? Or we'll just wait for this to filter by, and then we'll see what all happen. Yeah, so as they run, Tyler Vickery, Caden McAravey, Jesse Fox, Kian McAravey, Colton Gardner, Brian McKinney, Scott McHarris, Ian Miller, and Eric Richardson. I think those two flipped. Ian Miller and Eric Richardson flipped on pit road, as we have our lappers on pit road now. Eric Blum, Andrew Hewitt, Justin Neves. But it's worth mentioning, Eric Blum is now back on the lead lap, so good job for him. Andrew Hewitt's going to be 2 down. And Neves, is he retiring or is he just taking an extra long stop? I don't know. Certain what his plans are. He's back on pit road now. Here he comes. A good run by our drivers. Good pit stops. I didn't see any big pit stop issues, but by the looks of it, everybody had some pretty clean pit stops. Tyler Vickery winning the game on that pit stop. Now, can Tyler Vickery hold on to this lead now that he is going to be the control car? As it looks like they're going to be starting to line up 2 by 2 all the way back through the field. All right, it's worth mentioning, since we have in our field Mr. Colton Gardner, this is his home track. I think hometown track, actually. He's from the North Carolina area, and the sponsors on his car are actual North Carolina. I think they're his buddies. French Broad Fire Rescue are his buddies from in North Carolina as well. So shout out to the people of North Carolina during this race today, as now the pace car is coming off of turn 4. We're going to see them as they're under the control of Tyler Vickery. When is he going to go? He's really waiting long. And there he goes. Green flag is back out in the air. Tyler Vickery gets a really good jump on the field. Once again, he's really good at those restarts. As now we see in the back, we got a nice 4-car battle between Jesse Fox, Colton Gardner, Kian McAravey, and Caden McAravey. Jesse Fox looking underneath of Caden McAravey for that second place spot. But now there's Colton Gardner and Kian McAravey, as Scott McHarris has joined this fight. Scott McHarris joins the fight as Scott McHarris and Kian McAravey are side by side coming onto the backstretch. Let's take a closer look at this battle. They are even neck and neck, as the front 4 have kind of spread themselves out. Scott McHarris gets a good run exiting turn 4. They're going to be side by side as they come across the stripe. Real quick, I want to mention Eric Richardson's on pit road. Wonder why he came down. Maybe he had a black flag or an issue or something. But unfortunate break for Eric Richardson. looking back up in the front of the pack. We got our two favorite people, Kian McAravey and Colton Garner, within a 10th. As Kian McAravey scrapes the wall, and that's going to allow Scott McHarris to get right up close to him. And Scott McHarris now looking inside as they enter turn 1. Whoa, it sounds like there's a wrecking in the back. What was that? Who was that? Was that the 82 of Justin Neves? Looks like he may have just spun it, as it looks like he might tow and potentially be out of this race. Scott McHarris, as we come back, is sideways almost, coming out of turn 4. Man, both these guys, and Kian McAravey's in the wall, both these guys are driving their hearts out right now. But Kian McAravey scrapes the wall, and that allows him to be under threat by Brian McKinney now. Brian McKinney looking outside. He's going to get it. He's going to stick his nose out there outside. We see Eric Richardson. Looks like Eric Richardson's back out on the track. And he lets the leader by. I don't want to give up on this battle yet. The 8 of Brian McKinney and the 41 of Scott McHarris are side by side entering turn 3. And right behind them, Ian Miller and Eric Blum are side by side. Oh, as they get really close, exiting turn 4. As they come across the line, literally touching doors. These drivers are getting super close to each other. Oh man, they're beating and banging doors. As Eric Blum dives low to try and get that run as he exits the corner. They cross the stripe still side by side. Oh, this is the oh, they get so close. Dude, they practically touched. That was, man, awesome racing by these two drivers. Both these drivers being able to keep it clean is what we like to see. And just as I say that, Eric Blum and Ian Miller get into each other. Oh, hopefully they can keep going. As whoa, Andrew Hewitt whips through both of them. I want to take a look at that again from Andrew Hewitt's point of view. But as I'm talking, Kian McAravey gets under the 65 of Scott McHarris. For that position 5, does Scott McHarris have an answer for that? It looks like he's going to try and hold his own on the outside. Let's take a look inside his camera real quick as they rough each other up. Both these drivers are chasing down that 40 of Colton Garner. But before it gets too far away, I want to take a look at that absolute thread the needle moment by Andrew Hewitt when he sees both those drivers get collected in front of him. Let's take a look real quick from the inside of his camera. Look at that. Whoa! Can't get any closer than that. Now we're back up live, and we're going to take a look at this battle between Scott McHarris and Brian McKinney. Brian McKinney looking to the outside. Brian McKinney, I've noticed, is really favoring that top line. He's trying to make all his moves on the top, and right as I say that, he goes to the bottom. Brian McKinney making small gains on this field and on Scott McHarris. And here we go. He dives to the inside as they come across the stripe. They're side by side. Brian McKinney's in the grass. And he's going to dive it low and try to clear himself off that 65. 65 runs way wide, which is going to give that run to the 8 car. But that 65 is not giving up. Ryan McKinney's still not clear yet. As real quick, back up front, looks like we got a battle forming between the 24 of Tyler Vickery and the 3 of Caden McAravey. Caden McAravey looks real strong right now. It looks like he's going to get a run. Is he going to do something with it? Doesn't look like it just yet. And here he comes off of turn 4. He's going to get side by side with your leader of Tyler Vickery as they cross the stripe with 22 laps to go. And Tyler Vickery really has nothing for that number 3, but as he's going to try and cross him over right now. And the crossover is going to work. They're going to be side by side. Can Caden McAravey hang it out on the top line? And he will.
Yep, that's my game.
Now Caden McAravey has got himself a good distance in the lead, about 0.3 of a second over Tyler Vickery. But now that battling has allowed Jesse Fox in the 69 machine to catch up to this 24, as we see Eric Richardson right there getting into the wall. Unfortunate day for him. He's going to be 3 laps down. Let's take it back and look up at Jesse Fox. As Jesse Fox is closing the gap on Tyler Vickery. And all 3 of our leaders actually are they're within a second of each other. Let's take a bit of a wide view now. As you can see, 7 of our drivers all within about 1.5 seconds of each other. All running various different positions, as we see Jesse Fox getting underneath Tyler Vickery now. Take a look at this battle up close. Jesse Fox got the run on the inside. Is he going to make it work off the top? This is going to fall back in line, but looking back one more, Eric Blum and Colton Gardner. Eric Blum's actually 2 laps down at the moment, as Eric Blum's looking really fast and is trying to make a move on and maybe try to unlap himself and get into that position 2 spot on the track. But as we see, Eric Blum is trying to make a move 3 wide. Eric Blum's going to be side by side with the 69 of Jesse Fox. I don't know if these drivers are just going to let him by, as he's hanging it way high on the outside. What a move by Eric Blum. But that's allowing Colton Gardner to catch up to this battle. Jesse Fox now is now still looking underneath of Tyler Vickery, and he's going to get clear, as well as Colton Gardner is going to look to get clear of Tyler Vickery. Colton Gardner is now side by side. Once he gets clear, move him up to that position 3 spot. And now Colton Gardner is really showing up late in this race, as they're coming to 15 laps to go here. Colton Gardner is now trying to make a move on Jesse Fox. Colton Gardner's to the inside of Jesse Fox for that position 2 spot. All this battling is allowing Caden McAravey to just kind of walk away with this thing. Colton Garner now makes a big dive on the inside and gets clear of Jesse Fox. Does Jesse Fox have anything to answer? He's going to try the crossover move, but Colton Garner's going to lay a block, but it's not going to work, and Jesse Fox is... Okay, he's going to get clear. Colton Garner is now up to that P2 spot. Colton Garner is now on a roll and is currently the fastest car on the racetrack. That last time by, Colton Garner was the fastest car on the racetrack, and is cutting into the gap to the leader by quite a bit. The gap to the leader is now about a second, but looking for P4 and P5. Kian McAravey is looking to the inside of Tyler Vickery. And Tyler Vickery has fallen off. He went from leading this race now all the way back down to P5. But now move Kian McAravey up to the... Move Kian McAravey up to that P4. As Kian McAravey is now cooking on this racetrack. And he's looking to get P3 from Jesse Fox. Ian McAravey got a good run off that thing, or off the corner as he dives low. You can tell the laps are winding down. The drivers are getting more and more aggressive as they come across the stripe for 11 laps to go. Kian McAravey is gonna almost clear himself, but Jesse Fox gets a good run off the outside as they're still side by side. These drivers are battling so hard as the gap. I don't want to clear away, but as Ian McAravey clears himself off of Jesse Fox momentarily, but Jesse Fox looks like he wants to answer. He wants to dive, but I think Kian McAravey is now comfortably in that third position, but I don't know for how long. Real quick up front, Colton Garner is now only half a second from the leader of Caden McAravey as they have 10 laps to go. But I want to look back at this battle between Jesse Fox and Kian McAravey. There's so many McAraveys. But I think Jesse Fox is now within a couple car lengths of Kian McAravey in that 41 machine. But don't look now. The gap to the lead from Colton Garner is only about 4 to 5 tenths. That last time by, take a look from the far camera real quick as I come across the stripe for 8 laps to go. That last time by, Caden McAravey ran a 32.7 and Colton Garner ran a 32.4, as Colton Garner is now looking for the lead with 8 laps to go. Colton Garner is on rails right now. There he goes. He's in the toe of that number 3 car. 7 laps to go here. How's Colton Garner going to make his move? He's going to look to the inside in turns 1 and 2. He's going to get side by side, but he's not going to be able to make his move just yet. As look who's joined the picture. Kian McAravey in that number 41 has joined the picture. Colton Garner diving low once again. Caden McAravey staying high. As we see Caden McAravey and Colton Garner are side by side as Colton Garner blinks out momentarily. We're going to follow Caden McAravey. As now Colton Garner is going to be about clear. Just about clear. Move Colton Garner to that lead position. And he's going to clear himself. And now Kian McAravey, the McAravey brothers have joined the fight. Ian McAravey is going to look look to the inside of his brother. And they're side by side. And move the 41 up to P2 momentarily. Yeah, Kian McAravey is now comfortably in position 2. Now the battle is going to be between these two once again. The 40 and the 41 now fighting for the win and the silver. As Kian McAravey looks like he's got a really good run on Colton Gardner as we're coming to 4 laps to go here. Kian McAravey is going to look to the outside of the 40. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to work, but he's looking to the outside. He's going to get a big run. Here comes that run of the 41. What's he going to do here as they have 3 laps to go? Kian McAravey is going to go way high, maybe trying to get a run as he exits. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Real quick, let's ride along inside as we see this battle for the lead. As Colton Gardner seems to be blinking out just a hair, and that's going to allow... That's going to allow that gap to close by just a hair. As actually, Eric Blum, the lap car, is ahead of them. How are they going to navigate their way around Eric Blum? What a tremendous run by Colton Gardner, though. Starting about mid-pack after that restart, as they're going to get the white flag. 1 to go here at Charlotte. That gap is now within a 10th. Did Kian McAravey save everything for this last lap? He's going to have about 1 more shot as he gets a really good run, and they're going to catch this lap car in the worst possible spot. He's going to send it on the outside. It doesn't look like it's going to work just yet. As he comes off turn 4, Colton Gardner is going to win here at Charlotte.
Whew, good race, guys.
As we see Scott McHarris, Jesse
job,
Fox, Brian McKinney, all of our drivers.
Latest saving tires, Colton and Kian.
So your unofficial results here, Colton Gardner gets the win by what an intense last run there. Then Kian McAravey.
Started 11.
Kian McAravey coming in
Good racing,
P2, Scott McHarris P3,
Yeah,
Caden
good racing,
McAravey
man.
P4, Jesse Fox P5, Tyler Vickery P6. Unfortunate for him. He had a really good
Good work,
run.
gentlemen.
Brian McKinney P7, Ian Miller P8, Eric Blum P9, Andrew Hewitt P10, Eric Richardson P11, and Justin Neves P12. As I'm gonna drop some of our drivers into this chat. I don't remember who that is. Colton Gardner doing the very famous Polish victory lap. The victory lap in reverse of the chat. Colton Gardner, do you have a read on me by any chance?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, you're our winner tonight. What an amazing run. Tell me how you saved your tires through that second half to be able to make it a basically sprint for the finish there at the end.
Well, I just knew if I saved my stuff at the very beginning, the rest of them up in the front, I'm sorry. This is very special. But I knew that they would burn their stuff off really, really quick. And I just knew if I bided my time and saved my tires that it would be rewarding in the end. The car got really tight throughout the run, so I really tried to avoid that.
Yeah, but you did an absolute heck of a drive tonight. I know this win means a whole lot to you, but man, you made an absolute dash to the finish there in the end. I I was shocked. You were running, I would say you were running like P5, P6. You were having one heck of a battle with Kian McAravey, and it was just like your speed just turned on, and then you just went from like running P5 or P6 all the way to the lead.
Yeah, I don't know where it come from. I was really worried in the first half, especially after making the mistake right at the start, and I apologize to everybody that was affected by that. That was just rust from not doing this for a while. But thankfully everything came together there at the end.
Yeah, well, good drive tonight and a good win, and I just know how much this is important to you, so good job tonight.
Yes, sir, thank you. And if I could, I want to dedicate this win to my father. I lost him about a month ago, and I know he'd want me to keep doing this. He's the whole reason why I loved racing, why I started watching it. Um, he meant the absolute world to me. I hate he's gone, but this is a moment of healing for all my family that's watching, all my friends that are watching, and I hope everybody celebrates this and they celebrate his life, because he would want us to be happy.
Amen to that. Well, you go and enjoy yourself tonight.
Yes, sir. And thank you to all my supporters, all my sponsors, French Broad Fire and Rescue, and Jiffy Lube. They're a relatively new partner from last season. Castle Garin Creations, um, Carolina Krakens, and W Energy. Thank you to all of them for being a part of this. This is really cool. Thank you for what you do.
Well, yep. Like once again, congratulations on the win, man, and you have a very nice night tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You do the same.
Okay, that was Colton Gardner, your winner tonight. As he mentioned, he unfortunately lost his father not too long ago, and Charlotte being his home track, this win meant a lot to him, and I can tell that. And so, out of respect tonight, I think I might just leave it with just that one interview. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. This was a really good and intense race. Be ready for next week as we have Dover. Actually, not next week, the week after next week, August 9th, as we have the Monster Mile at Dover. I'm gonna leave you guys with him burning it down, as I'm sure he's gonna probably burn it down for a while. All right, and I will see you all next time.